Welcome back to the channel. We got a conversation for the fellas here. And I think it relates back to how male expression, how we sort of how ourselves, right? Think back to Will Smith and the slap. Right? I think we have something similar here. And if I were to guess, we're going to have people that fall on both sides of the line. But in my opinion, I think this type of behavior is more damaging than it's helpful. I get the the rhetoric behind we have to protect black women, we have to protect each other. But I think protection doesn't necessarily, I think the easiest form of protection that we're sort of accustomed to is physical violence or physical expression is an offensive one. And I think that is usually the wrong way. When we couch it in the defense of others, we sort of justify our bad behavior on, let's be frank, our lower level thinking. I'll show you what I mean.
About black women, but
Yep.
all your staff is black.
Yeah, that means I'm not racist.
So
Good
how
job.
these niggas work
That
for
shows
you?
I'm actually not a racist. Good
No,
job.
you are no. What it is that you're a slave master, and you
Okay, already we want to use inciting words, right? Slave master, racist, without actually looking and saying, does this make any sense? When you, I think when we lack the ability to properly express ourselves as men, right? This is still a conversation for us. When we lack the ability to properly express ourselves, we want to turn to violence, as if I if I'm in the wrong and I physically beat you up, does that make me right? Sure, it makes me the winner, it makes me the victor, but does what I'm saying, what I'm championing, is that now right because I physically walked on stage and slapped you?
slave, you enslave black people to work for you, and in the same time you talk shit about.
Just look at that. Enslave yet work. Like, again, we want to use this language so we can feel like we're right. Emotionally, if we're charged and we feel like we're correct, then we're correct. And again, I think this is a lower level sort of way of thinking and communicating.
Their mothers, their sisters, their aunties, their uncles, their families, and they work for you. I don't see not one white staff that work for you. I don't see the black. I don't see
Black
the
girl
white
right there.
security. Where they at? Oh, that one security.
Yeah, bro.
See, you can't get one of your securities to kick me out like you kicked the black off your show.
What?
How you?
Let's ask ourselves seriously. And again, I get that emotional charged sense of things, but how is this improving your point? How is this man to man again? How is this making what you're saying any more valid, threatening someone with violence?
How you disrespect black women on your show?
Yeah.
You can't disrespect me. Because I'm
You're.
a nigga walk up here and throw this drink in your face and let you know what's up.
Oh, you gonna do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Try me.
that won't be good,
I'm
man.
Hamilton.
That won't be good, bro.
I'm Hamilton.
That won't be good. That won't be good. That won't be good. That won't be good.
All the things we often say that we're lacking in the black community, or some of the things that Myron Gaines does say, the last thing we should be doing is going there and sort of exemplifying that and pushing that sort of narrative. I think if we're trying to defend ourselves, our black, if you're trying to defend black women, and that's the justification here, I think the first thing to do is to have a higher level conversation. The first thing to do is to exemplify that protection. Is all right, if this person is saying the worst of us, the best defense I can have that is to prove we're nothing like that. That the majority of us are not the worst of us. I think that's the best defense rather than running down that person, threatening them with some sort of violence, especially knowing that Myron Gaines has a history. He'll just call the police on you. He'll just call the police. Now, in your defense of black women, of aunties, mothers, cousins, nieces, and such, you just got yourself a jail sentence. I don't think this helps. Outside of the infighting, how does that help? And especially, I'm a big proponent of let's not let the world see again the worst of us, right? Let's harken it back to Will Smith and the slap. Before you, however Will Smith was charged, right? I mean, emotionally charged, whatever was inciting, like precipitating thing that got him up to the stage to walk there. You have this man's phone number. You guys are in contact. You can have this conversation offline. instead of broadcasting it to the world. Now, this is a question for the women. Do you believe that this sort of physical sort of defense is protection? Is the way that you want or you are expecting to be protected? And if it is, why? Seeing men go to blows over something like this, risking, especially as you get older, like, this type of behavior is the purview of the young. You don't have anything to lose. Most of the times, if I'm out and about and I'm in situations that's starting to look like they're going to turn, I'm going to leave. Not because I can't defend myself, not because I don't have the ability or the skill. It's because even when I do this, I lose. When I commit myself to violence, I lose, right? I have too much now to lose. I have to start thinking about those that I protect, those that I look after. Is risking this confrontation, however way it goes. Let's say no risk of life is involved, but risk of freedom, risk of you losing your job, losing these things. Is this worth that type of engagement? I think when you take the time to make something of yourself as a man, you've worked your way through society. You're the things that people looked up to and admire. You're looking to say there's a much better way of handling this. I'm going to prove Myron Gaines and the worst things he says about us as a culture, even though there may be some aspects of it that is true. You can see that when you open your own eyes, when you interact with the wider world. We put the worst of ourselves on display, and the larger society, the larger media, cherry picks the worst of the worst. It's like a major league team, it's a major league sport. They look at that and say, "This is what I'm going to put forward to the world." So when we do things to you, people won't give you the benefit of the doubt. People will expect the worst of you, so they will always see the worst. Put a one down in chat if you, as a black person, right, have had the conversation about you're good, you're not like the other ones, you're articulate, you're not like them, you don't talk like them, you talk white. And I've got this from my own community growing up. Hey, you talk like this, you don't speak like us. Whatever, right? You still keep it pushing. I'm always leery of identifying and showing the worst of us in the worst sort of fashion for the world to see. I think there's a better way to have that conversation. If you can't debate him logically, why follow the violence? Why follow the threatening violence? You could just make your point heard. Hey, I don't I don't appreciate that you take the worst of us. And every culture has that. That's what you should say to Myron Gaines if this is how you feel. Don't appreciate you take the worst of us and put it on display. Yes, we collectively need to do better. But highlighting the worst of us, being critical of the worst of us, doesn't help the conversation. If you want us to be better, if you identify as being part of our own race, help us rather than hinder us or get out the way. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.